Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and welcome to your history class. Dear student, in my last class I have discussed with you the journey of Adolf Hitler from an ordinary citizen, from an ordinary man to the leader of the nation, and also discussed with you about the destruction of democracy in Germany and imposing the dictatorship by Adolf Hitler. In my today's class I will discuss with you about the internal policy, that was internal policy and external policy adopted by Adolf Hitler in Germany, which have an impact both on the German politics and the world politics, and how the foreign policy of Adolf Hitler, the external policy of Adolf Hitler, lead to the Second World War and its devastating effect. Okay, let's have a look onto the reconstruction of Germany by Adolf Hitler. As you all know that in my previous class I have told you that when he released from jail and he started the election campaign for the Nazi party, he promised that if he came to the power, then he will definitely secure full production and full employment in Germany. So Hitler fulfilled his promise after when he became the Chancellor of Germany. Therefore, he aimed full production and full employment with state funded work creation program, and in this project automobile industry Volkswagen was started, and this automobile industry is basically known as people's car in Germany. Remember student, it is very important for 1 mark question. So remember students, Hitler is not just like the other politician, like who own the election and forget their promises, but Hitler is not like so. Hitler fulfilled his promises, and Hitler also said that if he came to the power, he will definitely subdue and he will definitely think about the foreign conspiracies. That means England, France and the other European countries, they are conspirators against Germany. So Hitler will definitely took action from these foreign conspirators. So therefore, Hitler implied the foreign policy. Remember student, the foreign policy of Adolf Hitler is very important for 5 marks question. So let's have a look on the foreign policy of Adolf Hitler. First of all, the first thing that Adolf Hitler do when he became the Chancellor of Germany, that is, Germany left the membership of League of Nations. Now the question is, what is League of Nations, right? I hope students you heard the word United Nation, right? Like UNO. Okay, what is UNO? Basically, UNO is an organization which was developed after the Second World War, and its main objective was to prevent the world from the war-like situation and maintain a peace and collaboration between countries, right? So just after the First World War, a same type of organization was developed by United States of America, and its name was League of Nations. And many countries of the world, they are the part of the they are the member of the League of Nations, just like Germany. So first of all, Germany did that. In 1933, Germany left the membership of League of Nations. It is a very important activity that has been taken by Hitler after when he became the Chancellor. Next, Hitler took the Lebensraum policy. Lebensraum policy, it is very important. Lebensraum, it's a German word. Its meaning, its English meaning is living space. Living space. Now, what is the meaning of the Lebensraum policy? According to the Lebensraum policy, Hitler wanted to expand the territory of Germany. Hitler believed that the Germany is very small for all the Germans, and it's a very small territory. So German need more space, more places. Therefore, Hitler tried to acquire the neighboring country, try to expand the territory of the Germany and try to acquire the neighboring countries. Okay, who are the neighbors of Germany? Think about, just look at the map of Europe. Denmark, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Austria, these are the neighboring country of Germany. So Hitler's main objective was to took over the neighboring countries. That's why he took the Lebensraum policy. Remember students, the Lebensraum policy was very responsible for the Second World War. Okay, next, according to this policy, I told you that Austria was the Austria was the neighbor of Germany. So therefore, according to this policy, there was an integration of Germany and Austria, and with the slogan, under the slogan, one people, one empire and one leader. One people, one empire and one empire. So he integrated Germany and Austria. So Austria became the part of the German Empire. Correct? Next one, there is another neighboring country of Germany that is called Czechoslovakia. And in a Czechoslovakia, there is a place called Sudetenland. Sudetenland. Sudetenland is basically lived by mostly German speaking people. So Hitler tried to capture Sudetenland. So in the year 1934, Hitler captured Sudetenland. So therefore, many European powers, they were feared that if Hitler is doing in that way, then one day he will capture all the nations. So all the European nations. So therefore, England, France and Italy and Germany, they met at Munich. Where is Munich? Munich is in Italy. So they met at Munich. And all these four powers, they signed a treaty that the Sudetenland will be transferred to the Germany. Sudetenland will be transferred to the Germany, but Hitler will not attack or will not capture the entire Czechoslovakia. This is the condition of the Treaty of Munich, and it was signed between England, France, Italy and Germany. Correct? But the thing is that within 6 months, Hitler captured the whole Czechoslovakia, and this was the biggest blunder of the England and France, that they could not protest against the activity of Adolf Hitler. Whenever Hitler captured the Sudetenland, it was a duty of England and France to punish Adolf Hitler or took some harsh steps against Adolf Hitler. But unfortunately, England and France could not do anything against the activity of Adolf Hitler. So therefore, Hitler captured the whole Czechoslovakia within 6 months just after the Treaty of Munich. You can understand that the aggressive policy of Adolf Hitler. Now, so whenever Austria, Czechoslovakia completed, now Hitler looking after to the Poland. Poland is another neighboring country of Germany, and many German people also lived in Poland. So in the year 1939, 1st September 1939, Hitler attacked Poland. And whenever Hitler attacked Poland on 3rd September 1939, England and France supported Poland, Italy supported Germany, and in this way the Second World War has been started. So this is the story of the Second World War and how the foreign policy of Adolf Hitler and mostly the silent activities of England and France was mainly responsible for the Second World War. And remember students, this is the immediate cause, this is the direct cause of the Second World War, that whenever Hitler attacked Poland, and so England and France believed that now it was enough and it was a time to give Hitler some lessons, and therefore England and France took the side of Poland and Italy took the side of Germany, and Second World War was started from 1939. Okay students, you can see that the Second World War was started in 1939, and these are the rival groups of Second World War. Now my question is to you, now you can imagine that, or you can think that which part is the most strongest and was a good contender for winning the war. Just think that and imagine that. In the First World War, you saw that there are two groups. Europe was divided between two brigades or two groups. One group is known as Allied power, right? And second group is called Central power, correct? In the Second World War, the same thing was happened, but name was generally changed. The first group is known as Allied power, and in second group is known as Axis power. Okay, in the first group I had told you that in 1st September 1939, when Hitler invaded Poland, England and France supported Poland, and the Second World War started, right? So England, France and Poland, they became the part of the Allied powers. And Italy also supported by Adolf Hitler. Remember that. Why so? Because Germany was ruled by a dictator and its name was Hitler. Just like a same thing, Italy was also ruled by a dictator and his name was Benito Mussolini. Okay, so two dictators came closer to each other and therefore the Second World War has been started. So in 1939 the Second World War started. So during that World War time, Germany was proving towards a very strongest force, and therefore Germany attacked France, and within a first year France was defeated by Germany. So the German forces, the Nazi forces captured France, and the Nazi forces was appointed on the boundary line of France. So it was a biggest blow within a first year of the First World War. Okay, when France was totally captured by Germany, now Hitler was trying to capture England. And the thing is that, what is the difference? England and France, they both are neighboring country, and a difference between England and France, the separation of England and France was made through English Channel, right? So the German army crossed English Channel and they decided to attack England. But the thing is that Germany was not able to capture England, because the reason was very simple, because England have the strongest naval power. So therefore it was not possible for Germany to capture England. So therefore Hitler returned, and whenever Hitler returned, now Hitler decided to capture the Eastern Europe. I think you understood that Hitler already captured the neighboring countries of Germany like Austria, Czechoslovakia, Poland, and also Hitler trying to capture the eastern part of Europe. What are the eastern part of Europe? Greece, Macedonia, Turkey, Bosnia-Herzegovina, okay, Serbia. These are the eastern part of Europe. Okay, and Hitler trying to capture the eastern part of Europe. Why so? Because remember the Lebensraum policy, leaving place, because Hitler wanted to expand the territory of Germany. That's why he wanted to capture the eastern part of Europe. But the problem is that Soviet Union, the USA and Soviet Union, they both are neutral in the Second World War. They could not participate in the Second World War. Soviet Union, who was neutral in the Second World War, Soviet Union also wanted to capture the eastern part of Europe. And remember student, Soviet Union was also ruled by another dictator. What was his name? Joseph Stalin. I hope you remember Joseph Stalin. So Soviet Union also wanted to capture eastern part of Europe. So Hitler were very know about the fact. So therefore on the year 1949 Hitler attacked Soviet Union to eradicate communism, because Hitler believed that communist ideology, Marxist ideology, socialist ideology was threat to the European country. So Hitler trying to stop communism and wanted to eradicate communism, and therefore he attacked Soviet Union. But that was the biggest defeat of Adolf Hitler. Hitler defeated against the Soviet Union, and the name of the battle was the Battle of Stalingrad. So German forces was defeated once again. But in the meantime, one incident was happened. In 1941, Pearl Harbor incident happened. Pearl Harbor incident happened. What is Pearl Harbor? Remember student, Pearl Harbor is the naval base of the United States of America. Japan destroyed the Pearl Harbor on the night, bombing the Pearl Harbor and destroyed the Pearl Harbor on the nights, and joined the Axis power on 1941 after destroying the Pearl Harbor, the US naval base. Remember students, Japan was also led by dictator, and his name was Hideki Tozo. Okay, so all these three dictatorship ruler, Germany, Italy, Japan also participate in the country. In the meantime, England was continuously appealing to United States of America, please join the war, but USA did not want to interfere in the Second World War, because USA said that if you want any physical support, monetary support, if you want guns, bombs, missile, we will provide you, but we will not join the Second World War. But when the Pearl Harbor incident was happened, USA, there is a time to response of USA, but USA still not joined the Second World War. Okay, now Japan became the part of the Second World War. France was already captured by Germany, so you can understand that Axis power is becoming more powerful, but still World War II is going on. But in the meantime, Italy withdrew herself from the World War II because there was some problem in Italy. There was a food crisis, price rises, so common people very angry, and Italy had no option. They have no monetary resources, financial resources, so Italy withdrew herself from the Second World War. In the meantime, on 1945, 6th August, 1945, 6th August, United States of America dropped the first atom bomb on Hiroshima, Japan, in Japan. And on 9th August, USA dropped the second atom bomb at Nagasaki in Japan, and USA entered into the forces of Allied powers. So whenever USA joined the Allied powers, so you could understood that there was a Allied powers army Allied powers became a very strongest, and by this France became free from the Nazi forces. Whenever USA joined the Allied power, Japan had no option. Japan has to surrender from the World War II. So Japan also surrendered from the World War II from 1945 because of the atom bomb incident. Whenever Japan surrendered, Italy was also withdraw herself, and other nations are also there who supported these groups. They are also surrendered from the Second World War. So only Germany was there. So a news published on a German newspaper that Adolf Hitler committed suicide. Adolf Hitler committed suicide. And whenever the news published in a newspaper from Germany, Nazi forces had no option to surrender against the Allied power forces. So finally, in the year 1945, the World War II has ended. Okay students, this is it for today. In my next class, I will discuss with you about the Hitler's attitude towards the Jews and the Polish and the story of Holocaust. Thank you and have a nice day.